PlanB's Bitcoin price roadmap to 1 million per coin starts playing out with the Trump win. Here's the rest of his prediction and timeline. Let's break this baby down. And welcome everyone just joining us. The crypto industry has been riddled with intense activity in the past few weeks, coinciding with a run before and after the U.S. elections. In fact, we have broken out to a new all-time high 4 or 5 times since then. Much of the activity has been centered on the Bitcoin price. All eyes on the biddy. The Bitcoin price first broke above 70,000 late October, just as the U.S. election campaigns drew to a close, which ultimately resulted in Trump being elected as the next president in November, and he takes office Jan 20th, giving us roughly 60 to 90 days. Now, interestingly, these events and their timelines were predicted on social media by PlanB. Particularly, these predictions were the first two in a longer outlook of the Bitcoin price reaching $1 million. So let's share where it all started. Here's some receipts. PlanB made this tweet back on September 24th. It got 2.8 million views, 17,000 likes, and 4.1 thousand shares. He wrote, just a scenario. October, classic pump month, Bitcoin, 70 Gs. Nailed it. November, Trump wins election, ends the Democrats, Biden-Harris, Warren-Gensler war on crypto. Nailed it. Bitcoin, 100,000. In play. December, massive ETF inflow. Bitcoin, 150,000. January, crypto people and companies return to the U.S. Bitcoin, 200,000. February, power law crew sells. Bitcoin, 150,000. March, Bitcoin, legal tender in Bhutan, Argentina, and Dubai. Bitcoin, 300,000. April, Trump and U.S. starts building strategic Bitcoin reserve. Bitcoin, 400,000. May, other countries except the EU join the rat race. Bitcoin, 500 Gs. June, several AIs start using Bitcoin to autonomously trade, TradFi. Bitcoin, 600 Gs. July, December, face-melting FOMO. Bitcoin hits $1 million per coin. Let's go. 2026, distribution phase. Bitcoin back to $500,000. And in 2027, bear market, Bitcoin bottom to $200,000, which is $0.2 million. Shout out to PlanB on this prediction. So according to that, these predictions were merely the beginning of a more extensive roadmap, which could ultimately lead Bitcoin to reaching 1 million by next year in 2025. PlanB's vision for Bitcoin's price trajectory is an ambitious roadmap that began with the October surge to 70,000. Next, he predicted the Trump election victory in November, which just occurred, which would eventually end the Biden-Harris Warren-Gensler war on crypto and set the stage for the Bitcoin price to reach 100 Gs before December. After this, PlanB anticipates a massive wave of capital from new Bitcoin ETFs to drive the Bitcoin price up to 150,000 by the end of December this year. 150 Gs. Let's go. And by January of next year, which is in a couple of months, he foresees a resurgence of crypto companies back to the U.S., which could push the price further to 200,000. However, he suggested some early investors may cash out in February 2025, which would cause a brief dip back to 150. March 2025 will arrive with another upswing to 300,000 as Bitcoin becomes legal tender in countries like Bhutan, Argentina, and Dubai. Now, April 2025 will see the U.S. begin accumulating Bitcoin as a strategic reserve under Trump's administration, which he has announced, and Cynthia Lummis we covered earlier in the show, which would drive the price to 400,000 per coin. The ripple effect of this move is expected to continue into May of 2025 as many other countries start to follow in the footsteps of the U.S. We call this game theory. This, in turn, would drive Bitcoin to 500,000 in May 2025. The analyst envisions AI-powered trading algorithms to start using Bitcoin in arbitrage trading in traditional finance, which could cause a surge to 600,000 in June of next year. Notably, PlanB expects a crazy FOMO phase to kick in after this with a relentless wave of buying between July and December of 2025. That would cause the Bitcoin price to peak above 1 million per coin. However, he projects that the peak will lead to a distribution phase in 2026, resulting in Bitcoin pulling back to 500,000. The roadmap then forecasts a bear market by 2027, with the Bitcoin price eventually finding a bottom near 200 Gs. Send it. So you already know. Let me know if you agree, disagree with Plan B and some of his bullishness in which he projects in this timeline. Again, a couple of the first predictions have already come true. Will his predictions continue to come true? And does Bitcoin have the potential to reach 1 million or more by next year in 2025? Let me know your thoughts, family, and I'll read your comments out loud.